Felix, written by Ross Bullock. The jump scene around the world. Millions of people watch live in the internet and the television as a pair of white boats puts up beyond the door castle. The curve of Earth hangs majestically in the background as the legs of the suits appeared, followed by a body and a helmet. Felix Baumgartner sits on the edge as he disconnects the oxygen tube and the heavy strap. He pulls himself toward the stand on the exterior step on the capsule. The camera angle is looking down now over his helmet, and the expanse of Earth is beneath him. The people watching hold their breath as he inches forward, gives a more salute, and steps off into space. Only 4 seconds, this man in the white parachute suit is little more than a white dot in the distance. Felix has jumped into the record books once again. Who is Felix? Born in 1969 in Salzburg, Austria, Felix has always loved being high in the air. When he started skydiving as a teenager, Felix felt he had found his calling. He joined the Austrian military and spent the next 5 years as part of the skydiving demonstration and competition team. The discipline and work ethic instilled in him and the military would prove invaluable to his future career. In his 20s, Felix began training to become a base jumper. This dangerous sport involves jumping off a cliff or high structure, such as a building or bridge, and parachuting to the ground. This time, his time as a skydiver paid off because in 1999, Felix set his first world record. At the time, the Petronas Tower in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, was the tallest building in the world. The authorities wouldn't allow Felix to jump off the tower, so he disguised himself as a businessman and snuck in with a parachute hidden in a briefcase, climbing out on long pole used by window washer. He jumped 1,479 feet to the ground. Felix's record stood until 2007, when he broke it by jumping off Taiwan's Taipei 101 building, which was then the tallest building in the world. Once again, slipping past security, he found his way to the top and jumped 1,670 feet. The 1,670 feet, 509 meters to the ground, a world record that stood until 2010. More record. Felix set another record in 1999 for the lowest base jump. During low jumping, timing is everything because a fraction of seconds can make the difference between deploying parachute and hitting the ground. In the early morning hours, Felix climbed a rope over the right arm of the Christ, the Redeemer salute overlooking Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and jumped off the bend, falling 695 feet, a record that still stands. In 2003, Felix jumped out of an airplane over Dover, England, wearing a 6-foot carbon fiber wing. He became the first man to fly across the English Channel without power and the outside a vehicle, landing near Cardiff, France, about 14 minutes later. Felix continued to push the limits over the years. He jumped off the tallest bridge in the world and leaped into the pitch-black caves. Between skydiving and base jumping, he has taken part in over 2,500 jumps. Felix has said that he didn't think of himself as a thrill seeker. For him, it's about planning each jump and thinking through every step over 15 to make sure they achieve their goal and no one is hurt. The Stratos project. Felix began working on his biggest jump ever in 2005, when his sponsor set out to further scientific research and break record for speed, altitude, duration of free fall that Joe Kittinger set in 1960 as part of the U.S. Air Force Project Excelsior. Jones jumped out of a capsule attached to a high-altitude balloon and fell 102,800 feet. In pyramid suit, his free fall lasted 4 minutes and 36 seconds, and he reached speed over 600 miles per hour before pulling his main parachute. Felix felt he could go higher and fall faster and longer than Joe, but it wouldn't be easy. It would take 7 years and a team of over 100 people. Each piece of equipment had to be carefully designed, and each step planned to the last detail. The suit. It takes specialized equipment for a person to survive with high altitudes. At the peak of Mount Everest, which is still 9,000 feet high, people need oxygen tanks and extremely warm clothes to survive. Felix planned to jump from over 120,000 feet, more than 4 times the height of Mount Everest. At altitude, it is extremely cold. There is almost no air, which means no air pressure. Without protection, the liquid in Felix's body would turn to gas, killing him almost instantly. Engineers designed Felix's suit and helmet to keep his body a constant temperature and pressure. The suit also has a variety of built-in sensors that gather data during his jump for scientists and engineers to study later. As Felix spent more time preparing for his big jump, he enclosed bags of the suit, being to terrify him. He had claustrophobia, which caused him to suffer a panic attack. He couldn't drink and felt as though he might pass out. Felix felt threatened to jeopardize the entire project, but he refused to let that happen. He worked closely with doctors and learned ways to cope with his claustrophobia. Loon and Castle. Felix team using thin plastic sheets construct a balloon to so massive that if the plastic sheet were laid flat, it would cover almost 40 football fields. Once filled with helium, the ball is thin and over 55 stories tall. As the balloon rises, the outside air pressure decreases, causing helium to expand until the balloon appears full. The balloon lifts 2,900 pounds castle, which keeps Felix comfortable and safe on his ascent. Castle has 4 main parts: the pressure, spear, cage, shell, and base, and crush base. Each part performs a special function to protect Felix from the deadly high altitude environment and the possibility of a crash. Test jump. On March 15, 2012, after 7 years of work, countless tests, and numbers of delays, Felix and his team were ready for the first main test jump. Felix boarded the castle, the desert outside Roswell, New Mexico, and rode into the atmosphere for 1 hour 40 minutes, reaching an altitude of 71,615 feet. His free fall, which lasted 3 minutes and 40 seconds, reached a speed of 365 miles per hour. The first test jump was a complete success. The second test jump took place on July 25, 2012. The capsule reached an altitude of 97,146 feet before Felix jumped. He spent 3 minutes and 38 seconds in the free fall, reaching a speed of 537 miles per hour. While the jump was successful overall, the capsule was damaged during its landing and had to be repaired. The Big Jump, October 14, 2012, is a day when many people will remember. Felix boarded the castle and headed into the sky one last time. He rose 128,100 feet, breaking Joe Kittinger's record by 25,300 feet before opening the door as the Gold Watch. After performing the final safety check and disconnecting from the castle, Felix stood up, saluted, and jumped. His speed increased until he was full, an incredible 834 miles per hour, more than 70 miles per hour faster than the speed of sound. Faster than anyone had ever traveled outside of a vehicle. Near the end of his 4 minutes and 22 seconds in the free fall, 14 seconds less than Joe Kittinger, Felix began to spin dangerously if he could not bring himself under control. The spin would force the blood bath away from the center of his body, a potential fatal problem. Felix managed to straighten himself and ignore his parachute. Felix's team, including Joe Kittinger, cheered. The entire jump took less than 10 minutes, but it shattered 2 world records. Those 10 minutes also provide scientists, engineers with huge amounts of data that can now use to make high-altitude space travel safer for astronauts, space tourists, and others. While Felix proud of his achievement, the experience somehow before those 10 minutes began. Before the record was broken, Felix stood on the edge of the castle and said, "I know the whole world is watching now, and I wish I could see what I see." Sometimes you have to go really high up to understand how small you are. Đang đọc hội dân